Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode where we are bringing to you the perspectives for our trainers training. And today is another special episode. My name is Pragati Mishra, and I am the Chief Communication Officer at SK Consultancy. SK Consultancy is a leading NLP institute in Goa, and we bring about perspectives on these podcasts while we actually are enabling people, empowering people, and helping them learn more about NLP through different levels of neuro-linguistic programming. And today our guest is a very special person who works in the field of education, and she's an international trainer of NLP. We're super excited to have Dr. Srabani Basu on the podcast today. So welcome to the podcast. Hello. How are
Thank you, Pragati. Thanks for having me here. I feel so privileged and honored.
We're very happy that you're here.
I'm equally happy that I'm here and I'm conversing with you.
Yeah. So, Shabni, while I've said a little about you, how about you tell us a little more about you and give us a little introduction about you?
Sure. So you see, Pragati, had you asked me this question before my brush with NLP, I would have probably said I'm this, I'm that, so on and so forth, right? But now, after tying the inseparable knot with NLP, I choose to say something quite different. Because for me, identity is overrated. We actually play different roles in life. And if you remember Shakespeare, you know that he had said that all the world's a stage and all men and women merely plays. And, we have our exits and entrances. And the more I explore human behavior through NLP, the more I realize profoundly, identity is overrated.
True.
Because you see, at home, I play the role of a mother, sometimes a loving one, sometimes the benevolent despot of the household, right? A cook. And then at the university, I step into the role of an associate professor, a mentor, a researcher, a guide, and all of that. And
Right.
at other times, I play the role of a writer, a lyricist, and every now and then, a very harmless prankster. I know it sounds a little weird, but that's what it is. So, if I were to describe myself in one line, I would say this, that I happen to be a nobody who can become anybody depending on the context.
Oh, that's lovely.
And
You were saying something, yeah. And
yeah, and I said that, like this realization is not confusing, rather, I find it incredibly liberating, not confined within any bounds.
lovely. Yeah, actually, and I love that you said that before NLP, I would have said something else. And now that I'm aware and I'm working through NLP, this is how it is. So, this also brings me to be very curious about how your journey with NLP was. How did you first come in contact with NLP? How was it?
Okay. So my journey with NLP has been a little like Alice in Wonderland. I'm sure you read that book. So which is full of curiosity, surprises, and moments where reality suddenly looks very different. Okay.
Right.
So in fact, I sometimes say that NLP invaded me rather than the the other way around, right?
Right.
So this goes back to 2010 when one day a colleague casually asked me, Shrabni, how are you feeling today? So I said, happy. Then he asked me, how are you happy? And I said, well, I received some wonderful feedback for three contents, that I had prepared from my clients. And then, he looked at me with a slightly mischievous smile and said, come on, don't tell me a PhD in literature does not know the difference between a why question and a how question. And that got me going, Pragati. That one sentence stayed with me the entire day. That, yes, I mean, what did he actually mean? And how am I supposed to answer this question? Right? And that moment taught me something very fascinating about the human mind. That sometimes a single well framed question can open doors that years of knowledge cannot.
Right.
It was a big realization, right? And a few days later, I discovered that he was learning something called NLP. And at that time, I
Hmm.
did not even know what the abbreviation stood for.
Right.
Okay. And then the researcher in me immediately woke up. I started reading, exploring, collecting information. You won't believe, I think I collected enough information to write a book at that point in time.
It's so good.
And one of the things, yeah, and one of the first things that I came across was the label pseudoscience.
Ah.
And my immediate response was, lead me not into judgment.
Hmm.
Right? Now, if a simple question could shake my thinking so deeply,
Hmm.
and that too through my own direct experience, because I had experienced it when you asked me that question,
Yes.
I knew that there had to be something profound there. So eventually, I fished out a trainer from social media and who had been trained by, the co-creators,
Right.
Bandler and Binder. And that is where my journey began. And interestingly,
Hmm.
when the entire world was shaken by the pandemic and
Yeah.
many people were paralyzed by fear,
Hmm.
I chose that time to deepen my learning through online NLP courses.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's great.
So if I look back,
Yeah.
the curiosity began in 2010,
Yeah.
but the serious practical journey truly accelerated during COVID. So NLP is a gift of COVID.
That's a
That's
very
how I
good
look
way
at
to
it.
reframe the whole episode of COVID, right?
Yes.
So then, okay, so it has been like it's so interesting to know that, it has started in a different way. One question intrigued you on so many levels. Then, so now that you are an NLP trainer, tell us how your association has been with SKC because, you said that you actually took it up seriously after 10 years and it came to you as a different thing eventually. And now that you're an NLP trainer, how has it been?
Okay. So as I was telling you that before I came to SKC,
Hmm.
okay, I had already completed my foundation, practitioner, master practitioner certifications with trainers associated with organizations like SNLP, NLP, and EBNLP. So
Right.
it was already there.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I'm very grateful to each one of them for teaching me something valuable,
Yeah.
right? They added to that kitty. Now, my connection with SKC happened during my Gestalt master's journey,
Okay.
where I met, I'm sure you know Girish, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So I met Girish there. And while we were talking, he just told me about SKC
Yeah.
and how, he completed his trainer's training there. And I just expressed my interest. I said, Girish, I would like to, go for my trainer's training because now that I've done with the master practitioner. And then months passed after that.
Yeah.
Then one day, just spontaneously, something triggered me, and I called Girish and I said that I want to pursue the trainer's training. So then
Yeah.
he shared Suren's number with me.
Okay.
And when I spoke to Suren for the first time, something very interesting happened. I mean, I may not be able to, explain to you in words,
Yeah.
but all I can say that, it genuinely felt like homecoming.
How sweet. Yeah.
Right. And when he explained, the program and the fee, then I realized that it was far beyond what I could comfortably afford.
Yeah.
But something inside me made me say that, Suren, I don't know how I will do this, but I know that I will do this.
Yeah.
Okay. And however crazy it may sound, I took a loan to pursue the program.
Oh, that's how
Okay.
passionate
And
you were about becoming that. Yeah.
yes, and that experience taught me something very powerful, that money does not create dreams. It's intent which creates dreams,
Yeah.
and intent finds the money for you to achieve that dream.
Right.
And as so you can say that I connected with SK Consultancy on the 26th of May 2024. That was the first day that I picked up the phone and I spoke to Suren.
Yeah.
And the journey continues. And I often say this with deep sincerity that with SKC, it does not feel like just a professional association. It feels like a soul connection.
True. Just so
So
happy.
that's all I can say to you
That's
regarding
so
my connection
cool.
with SKC.
Yeah, but then it's also like how profoundly you are holding it closely. And that talks about how the association has also grown in the past 2 years. Nice. So, now that you said that you're an associate professor and you are in the field of education, so as an NLP trainer, how do you see yourself differently as compared to what you were doing before? Because education and being a professor is beyond training, because training is different from this, and you have an ongoing thing every day. You have so many new students who are obviously the future, the youngsters. So how has that changed for you after becoming the NLP trainer?
Okay. So it's like a new me every day,
Yeah.
right? And to be very honest, life has been very kind to offer me plenty of chaos. And
Sweet.
chaos is a wonderful space if you know how to create from it,
Yes.
right? So NLP has given me several gifts like awareness, choice, freedom, clarity, and a deeper sense of compassion,
Yeah.
right? And our brains are naturally wired to judge because judgment helps us create meaning and meaning helps us survive. So that's the brain part of the thing. But when I consciously step out of the judgment trap, something beautiful happens and I
Mm.
suddenly have more choices,
Yeah.
right? And NLP has also helped me realize something very, very important, that a person is not just a noun, a person is a process.
Yeah.
And once you begin to understand the how, that's how it began with me, and the how behind every behavior, transformation becomes possible.
Right.
And perhaps the most delightful gift that NLP has given me is magic.
Nice. So you already had done all these levels of NLP, right? So I want to know,
Yes.
how did the trainer's training, or like how was that shift different for you? Because we know that it is a process. Like there is awareness, then you do it for self, then you understand how you're going to do it for others, and NLP has different levels to it. How did doing the trainer's training create a different shift for you as to how you were conducting yourself with your students, with people that you were working with?
Yeah, that's what I said. No, like
Yeah.
the trainer's training gave me so much of awareness.
Yeah.
So all that I was been doing, for all this time, and I told you that the trainer's training was my first or connection with SKC,
Yeah.
right? So it was so structured, it was so well structured, and I told it was like a homecoming for me,
Yeah.
and it helped me in so many different ways. Like now, I judge less, I'm more compassionate. So
Yeah.
whatever was there at the very surface level, now it has gone to a deeper level
Right. Hmm.
with the trainer's training, and it's like opening up a number of portals. So from a binary, if I could give you a metaphor, so from a binary state, I have moved towards the quantum,
Oh,
and now I'm exploring the quantum.
so that's such an interesting way to put it. And I think I'm going to use that. So I might borrow that. Is that okay?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Please,
Love.
please, the more the merrier.
So with you moving from a binary to a quantum, what kind of programs, or how is it that you're using your NLP learnings in the kind of the
Right.
programs or whatever it is that you do right now?
So you see, when I was going through these programs and these sessions, there was only one thing on my mind, that until and unless I implement it,
Right.
it will just be heaps of theory and nothing else.
True.
So the first thing that I did was that I curated 3 courses
Oh, nice. Yeah.
at the university,
Oh,
okay, which are deeply inspired by NLP. Right
lovely. Huh.
now, I have a scholar who's conducting his research in an area that integrates NLP.
So nice. So it's
Yeah.
so like I feel so good to hear about it. It's also very unconventional thing, right? Right now.
Yeah. And I have published 2 patents
Yeah.
which are completely based on NLP.
Lovely. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. So, and beyond academia, I also co facilitate NLP diploma programs with a fellow NLP trainer. And that has been an incredibly enriching experience.
Yeah.
Right? So it's not that I use NLP occasionally. It has become, an integral part of my methodology. So
Yeah.
whether I'm teaching literature, communication, leadership, or behavioral insights, NLP quietly informs the way I design the learning experiences.
Yeah. You're creating magic, like you said.
And yeah, a magic actually, if people know the science of magic, they'll also get to know the technology. And when you know the technology, you can create magic at any point in time. That's how I look at it.
It's so like it's so nice. Like you're actually navigating us through the world of NLP with such new vocabulary, and it's so not like textbook. It's so good to hear all these things from you.
Thank you so
So,
much.
like you said about the technology of it, the creating the magic and all of that, while, all this context and all that is important, do you think it is important for people to learn NLP from certified people who are recognized by international boards of NLP and association? And like, people who maintain the ethics and the standards of training.
Okay. So before I answer that question, may I ask you a question?
Sure.
Okay. So, Pragati, what makes a brand a brand?
The quality, like for me, obviously that's a subjective answer, but for me it's like if there's a quality in the service that they give, and if it can be trusted, that yes.
Yeah, very true. You're very right. So I look at it as something which has reliability, which has quality, which
Yeah.
has continuity,
Yeah.
right? And most importantly, trust. You've already said it. Now, interestingly, if we translate that into NLP language,
Yeah.
we get something very similar to congruence, alignment, and ecology,
Right. Yeah.
right? So, when a trainer or an organization is affiliated to or certified by International NLP Board,
Hmm.
it signals something very important,
Right.
that they operate within a framework of rigor, credibility, and ethical responsibility.
Right.
And I have seen people, and few of my friends, they enrolled in extremely affordable online courses,
Mm-hmm.
and courses which are sometimes priced at 199 rupee.
Ah, okay.
And almost all of them I spoke to, because I was very curious to know that, I mean, how can somebody offer a course at that, price?
Yeah.
They all told me
Hmm.
it was very vague, and we didn't really learn anything, or most importantly, there was nothing very fascinating
Hmm.
or attractive.
Hmm.
Now, I understand people sometimes say that NLP training is expensive. Yes, the good ones are, but they're expensive for the same reason
Yeah.
that all respected brands are exclusive,
Yes.
right? So, trainers certified by international NLP bodies are accountable to global standards.
Yes.
They teach the tools accurately, follow ethical guidelines, and continue supporting participants even after the training ends.
Yes.
Right. And since NLP deals with human system and transformation, ethics is not optional, it is essential,
Right.
mandatory.
Very
So
true.
that's why I feel that it's very important that if one is truly passionate about learning and implementing NLP, they need to approach trainers or organizations that have this international affiliations.
True. That's it's you've put such a nice thing in perspective with like an everyday relevant topic. And yeah, I am also like I'm also processing how beautifully you put that. Thank you so much for answering it so beautifully. And
Thank you.
with this, I want to know if there are people who want to pursue NLP, right? Seriously
Hmm.
as a career. Why do you think they should, first of all, they should do an NLP trainers training, and why should they learn it with SK Consultancy?
Right. So I have a different take over here. I think that if someone truly wants to pursue NLP as a career, right,
Yes.
or maybe not as a career, maybe as a passion, I would strongly recommend not stopping at practitioner or master practitioner.
Yeah.
They should further go into trainer's training and eventually master trainer certification. It's not about that piece of paper. That
Right.
piece of paper means nothing
Yeah.
if you have been able to embody
Right.
the discipline. Right. So, I mean, it's a very simple thing, Can we make anybody happy if we are not happy ourselves?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So,
Right.
so without that internal alignment, it would not be congruent and ecological.
Right.
Right. So, and transformation cannot be taught superficially.
Right.
There are no manuals for you to just, learn the steps and then suddenly transform. No, it never happens like that. One has to experience it for
Yeah.
oneself at the very first go, because there are no shortcuts to passion. I very strongly believe in
True.
Pragati about that. So, I mean, one has to immerse himself or herself completely in it, because half-baked efforts rarely create any lasting impact.
True.
So that's what I believe, that not just train the trainer, they should go
Beyond that,
throughout through
everything.
all the right. And now, why SKC? See, I as I told you, I have been to different trainers, different organizations. Why do you think that I came and I parked myself at SKC and I feel it's a homecoming for me? Because I have experienced NLP, in a completely different way.
Yeah.
I received something, which I did not receive elsewhere. Of course, I have my deepest gratitude to each one of them.
Yeah.
Whatever I have learned, I mean, I built up on that.
Right.
But at SKC, I received knowledge with impeccable structure and clarity. Hands on experiential learning.
Yes.
Yes, there were hands on experiential learning elsewhere also, but here the way, I experienced it, the experience, is different.
The structure of your experience here was different.
Yes, the experience was different, and, it's the difference that makes the difference,
Yes.
right? And unconditional, compassionate support.
Yeah.
So I just have to send a text or pick up the phone and call up Suren and tell him something. And he's like, every time he's there.
Yes.
There has never been such a time when I reached out to him and he did not reach back. So that is rarely to be found elsewhere. I mean, wherever I have been to. So you just come, you pay the fee, you complete the thing. Of course, you learn something from it there, and then, like, you're forgotten.
Right.
But this is something, which really has touched my soul. I won't even say my heart. Right. And then, honest feedback for growth.
Yes.
We all require that. And opportunities to apply what I learned,
Right.
and genuine transformation. And that comes in a beautiful package of magic.
I love how you've taken us on this whole new journey of possibilities through magic. It's lovely. I love your how you use words. You have amazing way with word. Of course, you are a person with literature, but the way you communicate so interesting. I love listening to you.
Thank you so much, Pragati. It means a lot. And also, it's very important to mention that SKC is recognized by several premium international bodies,
Right.
like, ABNLP, USA, NLP UK, then,
Right.
INLPTA, and the International Trainers Academy through TRESL Academy. And, these are evidences that an organization is been given so much of importance by the international bodies.
Yes.
So there is something very genuine about that organization.
Yeah.
Right. And like I can go on saying about SKC. However, people may think that, like, since, like, I'm pursuing my courses from here, so probably, I'm canvassing for SKC. It's not that.
Yeah.
It's all about the experience.
Right.
Right. You may give a $1 million gift to somebody.
Yeah.
That becomes immaterial if you do not give a pleasant or a happy experience to the person. So
Right.
people don't remember you for the material things. They remember you for making you feel how you have felt,
Right.
right? So
Beautifully
at
good.
the core, it's all about the feeling.
Yes. Yes, and as a practitioner or as practitioners of neuro-linguistic programming, we know how important it is to go to that level and then bring that change. So yeah, thank you so much for sharing so many
Absolutely.
amazing insights. And with this, I come to the last question, which is, what is that one thing that you hope that people take away from this interaction that you and I had about NLP, about anything that you want to share?
So I would, request everyone to experience the experience, right? That matters. And most importantly, I'll repeat what I've been saying because you can say that I'm obsessed with that word. If you really want to know the science of magic and how everything can transform, I think NLP is the space
True.
for self exploration, for exploring whatever that is surrounding you,
Mhm.
for exploring people. I mean, I do not know. I do not know whether there are any other disciplines in
Yeah.
the entire world which can take you from the binary to the quantum.
Lovely, yes. And with this, I think this conversation is going to take a lot of people to actually start thinking, and it will ignite a lot of thoughts to move from binary to quantum. And with this, we come to the end of the podcast. Thank you so much for your time today and for all the lovely answers that you've given us. Thank you so much, Ravni.
And thank you so much, Pragati. Thanks for having me here. And it was a pleasure, I just need an opportunity to speak about NLP.
And we love that. We love that you love NLP so much. And, for other people to know that NLP actually moves you from binary to quantum in so many contexts, and you still are able to be yourself. So, yes, we are happy and we're excited. Thank you so much again. And, guys, we'll come back. We'll bring back another episode. I'm sure you enjoyed the episode today. And, yes, stay tuned. Thank you so much.